Hi there, welcome to my new video. Today I want to answer one question which I get asked very, very often, and that's the question of how do I get started in the morning with work? And in particular, how do I get started when I have a working day in front of me which has absolutely no structure? There are no appointments, nobody's waiting for me, I'm on my own maybe, and what often happens is that I think, well, since I have no appointments and so on, I don't need to start working right away. So I'm going to warm up a little bit, reading the news or maybe reading an article about something and so on. And, well, you know what happens sometimes. Often, it depends, is that it's 4 in the afternoon and then suddenly you realize, oh my goodness, it's getting dark now in the winter. What have I been doing the whole day? So in order to do something against this problem, I want to show you one concept, which is the concept of time boxing. Okay, and the idea here, I mean, we all know that if we have a deadline, we work in a different way than if we don't. Okay, so the idea of time boxing, it means to create a deadline in the sense that you feel the limits of the let's say you feel the walls of the box being not so far away from you. You see them in every moment, so they have an effect. Like, okay, this is not, I don't have the whole day, I have half hour to do this and that. So the state is completely different. It's like, oh, I have half hour. Okay, I'm going to get to do it. So the time box would be, I give myself half hour for something, or I give myself 2 hours. Sorry, or whoops. It could be I give myself 1 week. It depends on the size of the task. So the thing is that how small the time box must be so that I feel that motivation coming from the deadline, from the ends of the box, depends on my own time feeling, which is something very subjective. So you have to play around with this. Okay, how do we apply this concept of time boxing to the problem I have the whole day? And this is a problem for me because I'm that kind of person who then tends to procrastinate and not do the things I would like to do. So the first thing you can do is sit down. Okay, first sit down and decide, okay, instead of reading the news, first I'm going to create a structure for my day. The first way to create a structure is to decide when does your day end, so that you become conscious of the fact that you don't have infinite time, but you have some hours or whatever. So you can take a piece of paper here, I'll take my blue note here and say, okay, this is let's say 9 in the morning and I have time until 3, for example. That already creates a time box. Okay. The next thing, I mean, ideally, if you decide on this already has some effect. If you want it to have a stronger effect, the best thing you can do is get other people involved in helping you to keep this. Meaning, for example, have an appointment. Say like, okay, call some friends. You want to go for coffee this afternoon with me? And then it's a different thing because it's like I really, really have to get my stuff done because then someone is waiting for me, so I cannot delay. Of course, you always can, but it gets a bit more difficult. The next thing you can do is realize, well, the day does have a structure because I have to eat. So write down when are you going to go for lunch. So let's say 1. So here you have a nice time box of, depending on how long you take for lunch, 1.5 hours, 1 hour. This might still feel too long for you. As I said, it's a personality thing, and it also depends on how tired you are and so on. So what you can do is you can still break this part of the day and say, okay, I'll put something in the middle, let's say at 11 now, so that I have another break, and my time box is from 9 to 11, which is a completely different story compared to from 9 to nobody knows when, here down there, or from 9 to 15 and so on. How do you do this? The same. Here you can decide to just have a coffee break, and one thing you can do is, if you have a colleague around, go and say, do we want to make coffee break at 11? Yeah, cool. And then again, this wall, or this side of the box became a bit harder, let's say, and maybe a bit more effective. It has a bigger effect on you. You can decide to do something like, go out and buy whatever you have to buy, or do something fun. I mean, ideally you do something which is different from what you're doing. Like if you're working on your computer, move away from the computer. If you are, you understand, something which is a different kind of activity, and which also serves as a break, meaning taking you out of that kind of process you're in, so that you come back and you're fresher. So this is it. This would be a way to structure a day. You just need to sit down. It takes 10 minutes, no, 1 minute actually, to say, okay, my first time box is going to be from here to there. You can also make even smaller breaks, smaller blocks. So here you can fit in, 4 blocks of half hour if you want. So you can decide, okay, what am I going to do in the first half hour, or let's say 25 minutes? Good, I'm going to do this and this and that. And then there's going to be a timer which is going to ring and wake me up in a way, take me out of the activity, so I can think about, okay, what am I going to do in the next 25 minutes, and so on and so on. So you can structure your day in units as small as you need, so that you can see this like this, so that you get the focus you need. And at the same time, you are creating breaks, which is something which is very, very useful, so that you don't get so tired that you're, for example, that you start to procrastinate naturally, or, actually you want to stay fit, so you could do good work. So breaks are very good. So this, kills a lot of birds with one shot. And try it out. Tell me what you think. This is a very easy technique, and write questions and comments, and let's discuss about this. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.